Hi all, welcome to Workato Masterclass series. Today we are going to see how to handle null value or values in our use cases. So before we move into our today's agenda, let's have a quick recap on what we have studied in the previous session. So we have studied about automation through two certifications, right? So we have seen how to face the examinations, and second thing, what are all topics you have to cover as a part of the certifications. If you have missed it, please go and check our video. I'll be providing a video link in the description box, as well as you can click I button at the right up of our video. So without wasting our time, let's jump into our today's discussion. Okay. So importance of handling null values in a use cases, right? So the first thing is prevent the recipe failures. Means suppose you have a use cases which you not handle the null values. That means your SPs keep getting errors if suppose there is a null value it comes into picture. Okay, so that you have to handle the recipe failures from the null values so that it not gives any errors in your use cases. First thing. Second thing is enhance the data accuracy and reliability. Means it validates and the transform. If you transform the null values into a default or a placeholder. So example, suppose your stakeholder says, suppose there is any null values, you place this placeholder values or a default value so that it not gives me any kind of failures in the use cases. That can be done so that it will be data corruption will be reducing the chances of from the data corruptions, as well as there won't be any kind of sync issues with respect to your from your say example one application to another applications. And the third thing is improve the automation logic. If you do the automation logic properly, say example, there's a safe navigation operators, as well as you can do a conditional check. I'll show you in a while that how to use these two operators, like the conditional operators and the safe navigation operators, to prevent the your field values getting a null values. Okay, getting a null values from that can prevent it. How to prevent that? You can show it in the while. Okay, so these are the main things you have to remember how why basically the handling null values are important. Okay, these are the three main points I'm talking about. There are several points we can check about why we have to handle null values, but I took a three main reason why we have to handle null values in our use cases. Okay, let's jump into our hands-on session where I can show you how to use safe navigation operators and the conditional check operators, and so basically conditional checks, the second if and as, to how to use that in your recipes so that it can prevent the null values in your use cases. Okay, let's go there. Okay, so once you log into your workspace, you will be seeing this is how the workspace looks, right? So I'll be just clicking on the one of the recipes which I have already built for this to explain the to how to handle the null values. So okay, so let's see what is all about. Okay, so this is a scheduler based trigger. So I'm not using any kind of application based trigger like in Salesforce or NetSuite like that. I'm just using a simple scheduler based trigger. So I have just declared two variables that is called work email and a personal email to make sure that to understand this particular use case very well. Okay. So I'm just logging the particular email. Like, for example, I'm just giving importance to the work email over a personal email. Okay. Now, say example, your work email is not present and you're providing a personal email. Then the over the work email, I have to go for personal email. Means like this work email is like null since like don't have any values for that. I'll be taking a personal email, but I'm providing the work email here as importance. So that if work email is present, then I'll be taking the work email itself. I'm not going for the work email. Okay, like personal email. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is one of the way of doing it, handling the your basically the null values. That is called here. If you see, this is called safe navigation operator. Okay, this is called safe navigation operator in Workato. Okay, you can use that to make sure that you'll not be having null values to that. Or else you can, so first we can see this particular thing. How can I handle this? Okay, let's see whether I get or not. So I see I have declared two variables, that is like work email and personal email. Both values are present. When I'm logging it, it is taking the work email as, because work email is present. Now, say example, I will remove this work email now. Okay, work email, I'll remove it. It's a null now, and I'll just rerun. Let's just test the recipe. Okay, let's see what will happen. Okay, let's see. Now, if you see, observe, work email is null. Okay, not there. Anything is present. Now, what I did, I have applied that particular safe navigation operator. That if you the work email is null, don't take that, and take this particular personal email. Okay, one of the way of using is safe navigation operator. And so one more way of doing it is, I'll show you this. I'll just take this as I'll just skip it now. So example, I'll just remove this. So I'll use this one. So example present. If it's present, okay, so it's present, then you give me this value. You don't skip anything. You just give me the work email if it's present. Okay. Else, I'm making a assumption that personal email always present over the work email. Okay, work will email sometime not be having. Okay, so example, before you join the organization, not be having work email, correct? So you'll be having a personal email just to be providing to the joining company or something, right? So just I'll just provide that. Okay, so I'll be providing like this. That makes sure that we are assuming here is that personal email always present. Okay, I'm saying work email is present, then give me that work email. Otherwise, you give me the personal email. Means you are saying that to the worker, to saying like, go and check that work email is present or not. If it's present, then only you give me that value. If it's not present, then don't give me any kind of null values or empty values for that. You just give me another value present for that, means any other the personal email. You give me the personal email for that. Okay, let's see what will happen in this case. In both the loggers, I'll show you what will happen. So anyway, you saw that first email logger, that is like it gives the personal email, right? So let's see in the last one. Oh, what I did, I gave a conditional check, that is if and else, right? It's a called as ternary operators. Okay, in simple, if you use, instead of using if else block, if you use question mark and followed by the colon, that means it's a ternary operator. Okay, so you have seen that in many programming languages like Python, like in the Java mainly. Okay, you can see what I've seen that. Okay, so similarly, I'm using that operator in this case as well. That is like a ternary operator. So if you see, so this is how you can avoid the null values in your recipes. Okay. So for you can use the basically the Ruby language or a Python language to avoid it as well. You can write the Python code and Ruby code as well as apart from this. So this is a simple way of doing it or avoiding the null values. Okay. Okay. So now say example, I don't want to do this. Say example, you have a default values for this. Okay, let's see. Let's remove this. So now I'll use this safe navigation operator, not present. It's not present. That's all. I'll just skip. Okay, if it's present, then I'll give. Otherwise, it will be just give the not give anything. I'll just say what will happen to this if I use presence. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, it gives null values. So instead of what I'll do, I'll use this as present. I'll use present. If it's present, then give me this work email similar to that what I'm doing in the work output. Okay, otherwise I say like I have a default values to give this. So example, no value present or similar that. Okay, no value present. So I'm just giving that string value for that particular thing, presence message. Let's see. Okay, it says like no value present. Instead of null, I'm just providing the hard coded value saying like this is what the message says, no value present. But we cannot assign that to work email, correct? So instead of that, say example, your stakeholder says, give me a dummy values like abc at the rate fib.com. Okay. Says like you just give, suppose it's not present, then give this dummy values to that, assign to that, right? So because suppose Vmail is in another application, your destination application not takes the other than email ending with gmail.com or ending with any kind of fi.com. It not takes, then it will be a error at the application from the destination application will get a error message, right? So see, this took up now the default values. So you make sure that this is what the all about how to handle this null values. And there's an important note that you make sure that you handle null values properly or empty values as well, because that's very important when you are mapping of values one to one to the applications. You make sure that you use a condition operators very well or a safe navigation operator very well. That means it will be you are covering the scenarios where there may be a values, it can be a null or a empty values that you can avoid, and gives the default values, or you can give a default values based on your stakeholders or requirements, or you can avoid that using a optional value. Say example, you have a option 1 and option 2. Say like option 1 is like having a null values and you have to use option 2. That means you are just using the condition operators or a safe navigation operators to avoid the null values. Okay, this session ends here. Suppose you have a lot of question on this, you're not understood in some cases, any of the cases, please let me know. Just put up the comments over there. I will providing a comment or answers to that particular question. Okay. And you have other scenarios where you want to handle it, which I not covered maybe in this case, you can also provide that question in the comment box. I'll try to provide that answer to that as well. But after doing a hands-on, like I'll doing your recipe, I'll building a recipe for based on your requirements. I'll build it and see what I can do best for best solution can be given to that particular requirements. Okay. Until the next session, keep learning and keep rocking, guys. Thank you.